बट 36 से 50 ईयर्स की जो एज होती है हमारी, उसमें it is moderately high, moderately again risk appetite is also moderately high, and liquidity is moderately low, because 36 से 50 की एज के बीच में हम थोड़ा कमाने लगते हैं और हम थोड़ा सा रिस्क जो रिटर्न एप्रिसिएशन है हमारी, जो हम सोचते हैं कि रिटर्न आनी चाहिए, वो हम थोड़ा सा अपने आप को मॉडरेट कर लेते हैं. बट एट द सेम टाइम हमारा रिस्क एपिटाइट भी थोड़ा कम हो जाता है और हम ये हमेशा सोचते हैं कि भाई हम पैसे को गंवाए नहीं, और एक कैलकुलेशन हमेशा दिमाग में रहती है और चलती है. तो वो बहुत अच्छी बात है. वी मस्ट ऑलवेज बी वेरी सेंसिबल in at the time of investing, and we also must make sure that we don't lose money. So और जो 51 से 65 years का एज प्रोफाइल है, that is the most balanced one, where the return expectation is also balanced, risk appetite is also balanced, and liquidity is also balanced. So this is the golden period where people who are planning their retirement, people who are actually about to retire, they always think and plan their investments, and risk profile matching is done accordingly. So this is very, very critical for the investor to understand that they should invest according to their age profile. So we should not bother too much about the कि मुझे करना कैसे है इन्वेस्टमेंट. अपनी एज प्रोफाइल के हिसाब से अपना रिस्क एपिटाइट डिसाइड करना चाहिए. एंड देन मोर देन 66 अगर हम मान के चले तो इट इज़ वेरी लो. Return expectation is also low, your risk appetite is also low, but liquidity is very high because you hardly have the expense. So but at the same time there is always a risk that your health may deteriorate and you may need large chunk of funds for your health purpose. So investment options को अगर हम देखें तो हमेशा हमारा ग्राफ ऊपर की तरफ बढ़ता हुआ नज़र आना चाहिए और हमें धीरे धीरे अपना इन्वेस्टमेंट्स को ग्रो करना चाहिए और सेफली और in a very systematic way we should enhance our investments and we should increase our strength. Now, what are the various investment options? One, direct equity, and mutual funds are also there, and there are a lot of money market instruments. So the stock market is also providing very good returns, but at the same time there is a risk appetite. So we must always be very careful which stocks to invest, what kind of investments we should do, what company we should invest in, which sector we should invest in, and then how that sector is doing. So if you have time, you can make more money by investing directly in the stock market operations, but everybody doesn't have time. So if you don't have time to study and to do your own research, so it is, in that case, it is always better to go for a mutual fund, because in mutual fund the advantage is that the person, the experts, they are managing the fund, so they will be taking decisions on your behalf as to which security they should invest in, and which sector they should invest in, and which security they should exit. So the chances of return are always higher. So we must take a very calculated decision and invest in the mutual funds also in a more systematic way. Then of course there is a gold option. So आपको मालूम है gold is always on the growth path, and if you look at the linkage between the other parts of the economy अगर stock market नीचे जाती है तो people they start investing in gold, and vice versa also is true. So we need to keep our balance. Some money should go into gold assets, and these are it's not necessary that you need to buy gold only. Gold bonds are also available now. So instead of putting your money, too much money into gold, you can buy gold bonds also, so that you have a very structured bouquet with you, that some money is there in the equity, some money is there in the mutual funds, some money is there in the gold, and real estate is another option. So there also we should be very careful. We should not burn our fingers. These days there are a lot of you know people sometimes invest in properties which are not ready to move in. So sometimes your money gets stuck because the investment has gone bad. So this also has to be kept in mind always, and keep your portfolio very very balanced. So some part of it should be into equity and other things, and then of course real estate is also one of the option to keep your money safe, and you can liquidate the real estate as and when you need the money. So this is one way of investing. Then there are money market instruments. Then bank fixed deposits are also there. So I think FD is one of the safest option. So you can put part of your money into the FD, so that whenever you need the money you can withdraw from the bank, and it is the most efficient way of utilizing your money whenever you need it. Then there are certain precious objects like very high level paintings and things like that. So some people who have money to invest in these kind of precious objects, they do they have that kind of option also. But my advice to the general investor is that these are to be used not in general parlance. If you have very excessive money, or you have money to keep in precious assets, then only you should opt for it. Otherwise you should focus on the other schemes which are available. And life insurance policies, now this is something which LIC का स्लोगन है ना, जिंदगी के बाद भी. तो because you have to be cautious about that. If tomorrow you are not there, who will take care of your family? So if you are taking term insurance and life insurance cover, I think that is the best investment you can do for yourself. I recently had a occasion where one of my close guy relative, he was involved in something where he was not having any term insurance policy. So the term insurance policy is something which all of us should work as an investment option. Don't look at it from the perspective that it is for it is a insurance for your life only. No, it is an investment also, because this money is going to come back to you, and there are so many excellent term insurance policies available. So you must have a look at it from the investment perspective. And there are two ways we can look at the investments. So one are the short term investments and long term investments. Now short term investments, of course, is your saving account, your money market funds, your bank fixed deposits, whereas long term investment is your post office saving, your public provident fund, your bonds and debentures you are having, and the company FD or life insurance. So you must be very clear what are your short term investments and what are your long term investments, and always try to segregate that between the two. And it is always better to keep a balance between the short term and the long term investments, because your saving account will definitely be available to you your money is available to you in a short while, whereas if the long term investments are there, they will come to you not so quickly back to you. So we must keep a balance that okay, I need this money, how quickly I need this money, and if you need some money immediately, then you should better keep it in the short term. Now there is always link between the risk and the return. The low risk has low return, high risk has a high potential return. Now there are gilt and edge instruments where the risk and the return is almost similar. If you take less risk, there is a lesser return. In saving account, we are taking lesser risk, but the return is a little bit more, because we are keeping money as an investment in the bank, so little bit of risk we are taking, right? And in the mutual funds, the risk and reward is, of course, there is a element of risk, but there is a reward also which is available. Ordinary shares, of course we are taking more risk, because we are taking a call how to invest, where to invest, which company to invest, which sector to invest, and proper study is required for that. If you are having time for doing that, you should do it, no? And then financial market, capital market, and money market. These are the markets which are where commercial papers and other instruments are available. And then comes the government securities and corporate securities. So lots of options are available for you for new issues, and so primary market and secondary market, both the options are available. So you can buy from the primary market, or you can trade in the securities. And then insurance policies I have already spoken. Government schemes are PPF, Senior Citizen Scheme, National Savings Certificates, Kisan Vikas Patras, and last but not the least, National Pension Scheme, which is NPS. So this is a scheme floated by Government of India in 2004 for senior citizens. You must look at it, and you can put your money in NPS. It gives you tax saving, flexibility, portability, and it is very transparent way of putting your money. And then there are certain deductions available for you to multiply your money. And so there are collective investment schemes which can make you a good investor. So my advice to you all is, be a good investor, be a regular investor, but always take care of your money. Don't lose money, and make money. Make your money work for you. That's the message I want to give you. Thank you very much. Thanks.
आइए अब आपको दिखाते हैं एक गीत जिसे गा रही हैं विदुश्री पांडे। है मेरे प्यारे वतन, ने मेरे बिछड़े चमन, तुझ पे दिल कुर्बान, तू ही मेरी आरज़ू, तू ही मेरी आबरू, तू ही मेरी शान। है मेरे प्यारे वतन, ने मेरे बिछड़े चमन, तुझ पे दिल कुर्बान।